Now, 8 months ago, it was over 400 cities because I've actually counted them all up. But let's be conservative. 300 plus have thrown out the Patriot Act in 4 states. And that's very, very exciting because all we're saying is, hey, America isn't America if we don't have these basic liberties. And that's why you should throw out the Patriot Act and reaffirm the Bill of Rights in your town.
Alex Jones and several folks have tried or will be donating time to Mr. Jones, but our rules are they have to be present to do so. Sean Lausen, is Sean Lausen here? Eliza Giles, Eliza.
Mayor, I had about 20 that we can.
Denise Keeper Lausen, Carlos Tame. Okay, Carlos. Okay. How about Mark Wallace? Well, so far that's only 6 of the 5 people that attempted, Mr. Jones, to give you 3 minutes. Only 2 are here, so you have 6 additional minutes. I'll give you 9. Well, unless somebody else.
Mayor, I go outside and get people. I think folks kind of got. I mean,
are you signed up to speak? What's your name? Trevor Holly. Okay, I need one more person. What's your name, ma'am? Rebecca. I'm sorry. What's the last name? Okay. Okay. So, Mr. Jones, you're now at your maximum of 15 minutes. I will say. Folks, occasionally you'll see myself or council members leaving the dais. I promise you when we're back in the back, there's a television and audio we can hear and see.
Oh,
so
yes, Mayor, I believe you.
Don't be offended when I leave.
I'm not offended.
Welcome, Mr. Jones. You have 15 minutes.
Well, thank you. And I hope you do stay because this is important. And I want to thank the people that came here that are part of the Second American Revolution. We shall prevail. That is a guarantee. Because as the New World Order turns up the heat, they're going to form more resistance. The tighter they squeeze, the more people are going to have that light bulb go off above their head. Now, I believe this council is made up of good people, and I think it's great that Jackie Goodman, Mayor Pro Tem, has brought this forward. Let's go through the facts. And John Ashcroft and Lord Bush and their military-industrial complex owners who are setting up a military dictatorship. I mean, this is admitted, PNAC documents, cannot hide the reality of what's happening. In fact, Ashcroft, 6 months ago, really committed a federal crime. In sworn testimony before the House and Senate, he said there is no new terrorism legislation. It's not been introduced. The Domestic Security Enhancement Act, the Justice Domestic Security Enhancement Act, House and Senate versions. It's like if I got up here and said the sun didn't come up this morning. You'd laugh at me, but the press didn't call him on it. Now he's saying there is a Patriot Act 2 and Victory Act 1 and Victory Act 2, and you better pass all of them. You know what's in Patriot Act 2, Section 501? You fit the description of a terrorist under Section 802 of the first Patriot Act. You can be arrested, secretly executed. That's right, a 3 military judge panel. Now what is Section 802 of the first Patriot Act? It passed on October 27th, 2001 at 5 in the morning when no one was allowed to read it, according to members of Congress. The definition of terrorist is any action that endangers human life that is a violation of any federal or state law. They have many other definitions about anything that influences government. Go read it for yourself. They're counting on you not reading it. They're counting on you not finding it. Ron Paul and others have pointed out that Hitler and Stalin and people didn't have the nerve to put stuff like this down on paper. They just did it. That's what's so amazing about this. And to see the assistant U.S. attorney here peddling this is really sad, but I know it's under orders because 2 months ago it was reported that Ashcroft met out in Hollywood with the heads, the big editors of all the newspapers and the heads of law enforcement and said, we'd like you to go out and write editorials, editors, we'd like U.S. attorneys, assistant attorneys write editorials, get on talk shows, get out there and sell this to the people, that this is good, this is a wonderful thing. So I want the council, in case you don't know this, and the people here today to understand that it's a stage-managed event. I mean, it really was hatched in a smoky room to oppress you, to manipulate you, to con you. Now that makes me very angry, and that's why it's so exciting that this council may simply just say we have a Bill of Rights and Constitution, and we will not violate the Bill of Rights and Constitution, and in this city, America is still America. I mean, it's just that simple.
The very first thing the Patriot Act does is allows the FBI and the CIA and Department of Justice and other agencies to cooperate with each other and share information so that we can make sure we can spot, identify terrorists, and hopefully prevent
Why have
terrorism.
300 House members then rejected it?
But in the middle of our conversation, activist Alex Jones called the assistant attorney a liar.
The Section 802 affects all citizens. It's for all crimes. It's for one marijuana cigarette. These guys haven't read it. Have you read it, reporters?
Can you respect this guy though for a second?
No, you know how this stuff works, guys. I'm not going to sit here and hear this guy spew lies. See, this is, they don't want to talk to me. You need to answer real questions. You need to answer real questions instead of lying. And you know, earlier I talked to you, you know what's in Section 802. You know.
Can you give us your title again?
There's one thing that's for sure, if you don't get involved, you'll never make a difference. But by getting involved, I believe we still can make a difference. And now is not the time for us to give up on our political system.
Like, they have the law and the government and everything on their side. And I think there has to be a shift on on our side as far as making them accountable for their actions.
So putting ourselves against the machinery and saying no. Civil disobedience.
Basically, you know, and that's, you know, supposedly what this country is all about, right? Civil disobedience, you know, sometimes it's necessary, you know, in a society to question, rise, and hopefully change things.
The pyramid, you know, the power is derived from the feds. It's a rampant executive mindlessness. The federal police and military entities looking to just completely erode our civil liberties on the base. But at the bottom of the pyramid, that's where the strength is. And as long as people become aware of these situations and begin to move in very kind of distinct and rational ways, there's no reason that you can't create a SWAT watch in your town. We need to preempt their ability to preempt our right to protest, to have have our grievances redressed, and and in order to exercise our freedom. There is an inherent contradiction between democracy and militarism, and whether or not we are left, right, or center, everyone should be concerned that the increasing level of violence on the grassroots. So I would suggest that people just get educated around these issues and take hope and fight back.
There is but one special interest that we should be working for, and that would solve just about all of our problems, and that is our liberty.
In 2004, in November, there's going to be an election and there's going to be an outcome. Now, for people who want to say, well, we don't have confidence in the system, we don't have confidence that our votes are going to be counted, that's all the more reason to participate more heavily
And investigate.
We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know the future, but we've studied human history. And regardless of who wins the November election in 2004, the New World Order wins. Whether it's George Walker Bush or John Forbes Hines Kerry, the establishment wins. And that's the message we try to get across to you. It's important for all of us at a grassroots level to get involved and cause a renaissance, an awakening to this fact. It's so important to realize that we need to go down to the basic foundations of freedom and liberty and get past the label or the name on the politician. Bottom line, are you freer today than you were a year ago? And unfortunately, the answer is no. We don't know who's going to win this election, but we do know they all serve the New World Order and need to be resisted. So stop letting them use this tag team, fake professional wrestling theater on you and wake up to the real world. Break on through to the other side.
You're free, and freedom is beautiful. And, it'll take time to restore chaos and order, order out of chaos, but we will.